Chapter 14, Sabine. It's in-service day. At the end of each month, Ms. Garcia says, teachers take half a day, talk, discuss what they can do better. They're still trying to teach us about 9/11, not directly, but coming at it sideways, up and down, around, not head-on directly. Maybe that's what grown-ups do, how they protect us kids. Or maybe they're just too afraid to tell it like it was. Seeing the video, something shifted inside me. New York is my home. Sabine's too, but she lives in Park Slope. It's pretty with flowering trees, potted daisies, and multi-story homes. We park in front of a house with 8 windows and billowing curtains. In real life, the brick house looks even better than Sabine's crayon and sparkly drawing. It's gorgeous, I breathe from the back seat of the SUV. Sabine grins. Thank you, says her mother, driving in the front seat. You know English? I clamp my hand over my mouth. Dumb, so dumb. The entire ride I didn't say a word to Sabine's mother, not even hello, thinking she only knew Turkish. Sabine giggles. I speak English, Turkish, and Arabic. In the rearview mirror, Sabine's mother glances at me. I think she might have winked. Mother makes me translate. It's good for Sabine, keeps her languages sharp. The dark flap covering her mouth flutters as she speaks. Deja, I can teach you Turkish. I feel shy. Lots of kids at my new school know other languages. I only know one. I start to feel I've made a terrible mistake. I invited myself to Sabine's house since I knew Ray and Lita would be in daycare. I didn't want to be home alone with Pop. He's been super irritable. Hoarse, he wheezes and coughs. Plus, I wanted to tell Sabine I know the difference between good and bad people. Terrorists shouldn't make her feel bad about herself. If I let them, lots of folks like my ex-friend Keisha would make me feel like a squashed bug. Sabine opens the car door and we shoot out, following her mother's flowing black gown up the steps. Welcome, welcome. My father, he came home to meet you. Really? No more cavities to fill, trills Sabine. So what do we know her dad does? What? He's a dentist. Black hair, lashes, and eyes. Sabine's father extends his hand. Mr. Demir. I act normal, like grown-ups shake my hand every day. Honored to meet Sabine's friend. Thanks. My tongue wipes my teeth. I've never been to a dentist. Shoes here, Deja. All types of shoes line the wall. Thick walking shoes, high tops. Sabine's brothers. Patent leather shoes. Black loafers. Gold threaded slippers. I take my tennis shoes off, embarrassed. I don't have socks. I tuck my pants down, trying to hide my toes. Grandmother, Sabine says. An old woman, slight in a silver gown, with a loose scarf covering her head, shuffles forward. Her hair is like gray thread, her mouth soft, her face wrinkled and sweet. Everyone pauses, watching, waiting for her to speak. I tremble. Even Sabine waits. You are a lovely girl. Her palms touch my cheek. In the room, there's a kind of exhale. I get it. It was important for the grandmother liked me. I feel like I've passed the biggest test just by being me. Sabine swishes off her scarf, and waves of black hair cascade down. Hair thick like her father's. I wonder if Sabine's mother's hair is thick and dark. This is Uncle Ahmet, my father's brother. Ahmet is much skinnier and younger than Mr. Demir. He doesn't have a potbelly. Uncle Ahmet is looking for a wife. Ahmet laughs. See, Deja, the girls and women in the house want another so they can outnumber the men. Me, my brother, and nephew, right now, we're evenly balanced. What about the cat? I blurt. I remember seeing it in Sabine's picture. Smart, says Grandmother Demir. The cat is very good. She's had many kittens. What? Ahmet spreads his arm. I should have kittens. Everyone laughs, and I marvel at how easy they are together. No silences, whispers, or tight smiles. Lunch is ready, says Mr. Demir. Mother and Grandmother made my favorite food just for you. A party? Too bad Yusuf is in school, Sabine grins. I grin back. We're both happy our siblings aren't here. There's a huge wooden table, big enough to fit 8. We're dining traditional, Sabine points to the floor. A smaller, soft green rug lies atop the carpet. Flowers with red petals edge the rug, and in the center are dozens of white squares connected with red lines. I think it's too beautiful to eat on. I plop down. Sabine, her uncle, and father sit cross-legged on fluffy pillows with tassels. Grandmother and Mrs. Demir bring platters of food and a tray of bread. It's like an indoor picnic, nothing like eating Kentucky Fried Chicken on the floor. Lamb, says Mr. Demir, setting down pieces of meat pierced by silver daggers. Bulgur pilovi, wheat, not rice, with parsley and green peppers. La macun, like pizza, Sabine points out. I see flaky crust with minced meat, onions, tomatoes, and lettuce. I look for a fork. Ekmek, bread, says Grandmother Demir. Use your bread and hands. Now I miss Ray. He'd like being messy, licking his fingers. There's more food, enough maybe to feed 10 families in Avalon. I smell red hot pepper flakes, but the other smells are sharp and sweet, unlike anything I've ever smelled before. I've never had lamb. It tastes green, grassy, I think. Sounds bad, but tastes great. Mary had a little lamb, keeps repeating in my head. Do you know what Sabine means? Asks Mr. Demir. Cool breeze of the morning? Sabine blushes. Her name fits, I think, touching one of Sabine's curls. Mr. Demir smiles. My family is my heart. Home is divine, I say, repeating Sabine. Her entire family beams. You'd be a good Muslim, says Mr. Demir. I blurt, I just want to be good. You are good. I look at my friend, then her grandmother, mother, uncle, father. I don't tell them how I get angry at Pop, how I wish my family were like theirs, happy together, how I wish Pop worked and told jokes. They're all looking at me, not pitying, but a bit sad. I realize they all know about me, homeless Deja. Mr. Demir says, You're our daughter's friend. You're always welcome in our house. Thanks. It's not home, but they've made me feel like home. Do we pray? No, just when Ma takes me to church. Do you pray? No, just when Ma takes me to church. No one says anything. But I wish for things, I add hurriedly. What do you wish for now? Asks Ahmet. I wish I could have more shish kebab. Grandmother claps. Good appetite, good girl. Thank you, Babani. I stuff myself, nibbling lamb off the long dagger. What do you think a dagger is? Think about that. After dinner, everybody stays in the living room. There's no radio, no TV. The brothers talk. Grandmother and Mrs. Demir sew. Me and Sabine play checkers. So lame. Yet I like hearing adults murmuring, feeling the sun through the window, lying on my tummy on a soft carpet, worrying only about jumping checkers. Yusuf bursts through the front door. Deja, he yells, like he sees me every day. Adults crowd around him, hugging, asking, How's your day? Hungry? I sigh. Paradise divine. Without asking, Mr. Demir hands me a basket. For your family. Next time we hope they'll all come. Really? I squawk, trying to envision the Barneses and Demir sitting on pillows, chatting, eating with bread and hands. Mr. Demir drives me home. He pulls the SUV in front of Avalon, opens the passenger door like I'm a princess arriving at a palace. Nice to have met you. A scarf on, Sabine walks me to the door. Strangers are sitting on the steps. Curious, they quiet. Sabine doesn't make me feel embarrassed. Serious, she says. I knew you'd be a good friend. I wave as the car leaves. I clutch the food basket to my chest, hurrying down the steps to the left to daycare. Ray and Deja are going to be so happy when I tell them it's okay to eat with their hands, how Turkish food is the best, how even in America, folks can live together. Ben's ranch, Sabine's home, how even Brooklyn, one part of the next, is different.